Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I am here live. I'm Attorney Yael Brudner. I'm an immigration attorney. And today I want to talk about a subject that a lot of people asked, kind of written to us and asked that we discuss a little bit more. So I'm happy to because it's one of my favorite topics, which is the Fiancé Visa. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what the Fiancé Visa is, who is eligible for it, and what's the process to obtain this visa. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and write them in the comments. And I'm streaming today to multiple platforms, so I hope I see your question. If I don't see it, go ahead and write it again, or you can always send us a direct message. We'd love to hear from you. So what's the Fiancé Visa? What is it, and who does it apply to? So the Fiancé Visa is a visa that allows for a fiancé of a U.S. citizen to come into the U.S. for the sole purpose of getting married to the U.S. citizen. And you need to get married within 90 days. So this visa is given to a foreign national that a U.S. citizen petitioned for them to come in, and they need to get married to that foreign national within 90 days. If they don't get married within 90 days, then their stay here, their period of authorized stay here ends. So that's really the main purpose of this visa. And what are the requirements for the Fiancé Visa? How can you qualify? So first of all, you need to, the petitioner needs to be a U.S. citizen. If you're a green card holder, you cannot petition for your fiance. You can petition her or him after you guys get married, because a green card holder can petition for their spouse, but a green card holder cannot petition for their fiance. That's the first requirement. Petitioner, U.S. citizen. The second requirement is that both the petitioner and the fiancé are free to marry. Okay, so they are not already married to someone else, or if they were married, then they can show that they have a divorce certificate, or if the marriage ended due to a death of a spouse, then the death certificate. Okay, so I see there's a question about the investment visa. I'm going to answer that on TikTok. Thank you so much. I'm going to answer that just as I finish with the Fiancé Visa. So stay tuned for a little bit, and then I'll answer your question. So going back to the requirements for the Fiancé Visa, the requirements are this. So U.S. citizen petitioner, both couples, so both the petitioner and the beneficiary or the fiancé are free to marry. They're not married to anyone else. And if they were married in the past, if they can prove that that marriage has been terminated. The third requirement is that the couple you guys have met within the last 2 years. Okay, and then you can show that you had a meeting. So a lot of people a lot of times we show a flight ticket that the petitioner went to visit the fiancé, or hotel rooms that they booked together, travel that they did together, pictures, and more. So there's a lot of ways that you can show it, but you need to demonstrate on paper that you met within at least one time within the last 2 years. So it's not a hard thing to show. It's actually just a low bar to show. And the last requirement for the Fiancé Visa is that there is an intent to get married. Okay, so unfortunately, this visa is not for having your girlfriend or your boyfriend come hang out with you in the U.S. and then go back. The intent of this visa is for your fiancé to come to the U.S. for the purpose of getting married. Okay, so you have to get married within 90 days. After you get married, then the foreign national can petition for their green card here. They can file an adjustment of status. Okay, here in the U.S. They can file for work permit, but really the main requirement is the intent to get married. So you have to show in your application for the visa, for the Fiancé Visa, that you have an intent to get married. So those are the requirements for the fiancé visa. You can see that there are not a lot of requirements. It's relatively easy to show if you guys are a real couple, if you really are thinking of getting married. It is this pretty straightforward process. So if you have any questions about that, I would love to ask about that. I know people are interested about the investor visa, and we're going to talk about that as well. So feel free to write your questions, and I hope to get to them. So what's the process for the fiancé visa? Let's say you have, you're a U.S. citizen and you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend that lives abroad, and you guys decided that you want to get married. What is your process? What is the process? What do you do? So the whole case starts from the U.S. So the petitioner will file a petition with USCIS. It's a fiancé petition, and once that's approved, the case actually goes to the embassy in which the foreign national lives. And there, the foreign national or the fiancé will be called for an interview to make sure that there's a real relationship, that everything we said in the application and the petition is true. And then they'll get their visa. Upon approval, they'll get their K1 fiancé visa in their passport. This process could take about 8 months, 6 to 8 months, a little bit longer now because not all of the embassies are open around the world. But definitely, if this is something that you're thinking about, contact us, reach out. We'd love to meet with you, schedule a consultation, and really, explain the whole process to you and make sure that you qualify. So there's a question. Rena is asking how long it will take the fiancé to be in the U.S. Yeah, so about 6 to 8 months. Right now it's closer to the 8 months, and could be more if the embassy in which your fiancé lives is closed. But really, usually within a year, that's when the fiancé can be here in the U.S. Okay. Let's see if there's any more questions about the fiancé visa. Okay, so let's see. In general, let me just check right here. Okay, I don't see that there's any more questions about the fiancé visa. It's a great option. A lot of people ask us, what should I do? Should I do fiancé visa? Should I do marriage case? Because the couple's already thinking about getting married. So it's a very personal decision with the couple and everyone's specific circumstances, where you guys are at, what countries can you travel can the U.S. citizen travel to go get married? Does the foreign national have a tourist visa that they can come here in the U.S. and spend some time, and kind of hang out and see if it really works and they want to get married and then, file for the green card here if they decide that when they get here. So really, in our consultations, when we sit with a couple, and we talk about all these things, what's the best way to get, your fiance or, the green card? What's the best way for you? Okay, so let's answer some questions, that are not connected necessarily to the fiancé visa, but if you have some and you want to chat about that. Okay, there's a question about, could someone apply for fiancé visa while he's staying here in the US? So no, because a visa is what you apply for in order to come into the US. So think about the visa. I always tell my clients that a visa is like a ticket to enter. If you're here in the US, you don't need a visa. Then you would change your status if you want to change to something else. But there's no way to really change to a fiancé status. But definitely reach out. We'd love to talk about your specific case. If you reach out and you schedule a consultation with us, we definitely talk specifically about your situation. Okay, Samira is asking, can I sponsor my brother? And you have a green card? Okay, so I see you've broken it down. You have a green card and you want to sponsor your brother. You can't sponsor your brother as a green card holder. So you have to become a citizen first. So when can you naturalize? As soon as you can file for your brother. Let's see any other questions. Okay, let's see about the investor visa. How does the investment visa category work and how much money is required? So we've been getting a lot of people asking about the E2 investor visa. It's a great option and could be very helpful for a lot of people. So the E2 investor visa is a visa that is specifically for people that are members of treaty countries. So not all countries are open and eligible for the E2 investor visa. And if you're asking what the minimum amount is to qualify, there is no minimum amount in the law or the regulations that say you have to have this amount, and if you don't have that amount, you don't qualify. However, what we're seeing is that you have to invest a substantial amount. You have to have at least $50,000, $60,000 in order to qualify for this visa. And it really depends on what your business is, because some business would require a lower investment. Some business would require a higher investment in the eyes of immigration. Okay, if you come here and you want to open a factory or a manufacturing, let's say a manufacturing factory. If you come with $50,000 and you say, this is my investment, immigration is going to say, well, this is not substantial for your business. But if you come and you want to open a law firm, or you want to start an e-commerce business, then $50,000 is a lot. You don't need that much. You don't need to buy equipment. You don't need to buy machinery. You don't need to rent a warehouse for that. So it really depends on what your business is. So if you're thinking about the E2 investor visa, I absolutely recommend calling us, scheduling a consultation so that we can have a strategy session with you. We'll figure out how much funds do you have for this? What is the business that you're thinking about? And ask you all the questions to make sure you're qualified, explain the process and everything. So it really is a great idea if you're serious about the E2 investor visa to consider this. Just consider scheduling a consultation with an immigration attorney to really know the ins and outs. My son is an American citizen. At what age could he sponsor me? So U.S. citizens 21 and older can petition for their parents. Okay. There's a question, is it any age requirement for the fiancé visa? So you need to be able to get married. So, usually it's 18, depending on the state and the country. You need to be eligible to get married in your country or in your state. Okay, that's a good question. So with the fiancé visa, you have to be eligible to get married and you need to be free to get married. So you can't be already married. Let's see if there's any more questions. Okay, there's a follow-up question. You're welcome. Thank you. And can someone convert from an investor visa to a green card? So the E2 investor visa doesn't lead necessarily to a green card. None of the visas lead to a green card. So if someone says to you, I want a visa that will give me the green card. So there's no guarantee for a visa to lead to a green card. To get a green card, you would need to have someone petition you or someone sponsor you. Or in the world of investment, if your investment gets to a level that qualifies for a green card investor, you can upgrade your investor to a green card investor. And that's at least $1 million of investment. And you need to have employed 10 people here in the US. So it really is a big operation. But we've helped people, in the past that upgraded their E2, their non-immigrant visa, upgraded it to a green card investor if their business is really successful. Okay. There's a question, EB3 duration for Nepal. So can you clarify? I saw that you asked it, but I'm not sure what the question is. The EB3 duration for Nepal. If you can clarify it, I can try to answer it. If an L1 is pending, could someone apply for an E2 visa? Yeah, you can. It really depends on your specific case. Are you here in the US? Are you abroad? Are you applying to change your status? Are you on an L1 status and already? Or what's pending? So are you pending to extend your status? So it really depends on what your case is, but just in general, if you want to change for one status to another status, then you have to be maintaining your status, okay? And in general, you can go from L to E2. Yeah, if you qualify for the E2, there's no problem to change your status that way. Okay, let's see if there's any questions that I missed. The E2 investor visa could be a great option for people that are here. You can apply for it if you're here in the US and you want to change your status, you want to stay more, you want to find a way to extend your status and to be able to work here, because the E2 does allow you to work at your business. And you can apply for the E2 from abroad. So we have clients that have applied successfully, received the E-visa, the E-status here in the US when they did the whole process from a different country, from abroad. We help you do everything. We can help you do everything, the whole process, so that when you enter on your E-visa and you're all set. So we can set up the whole thing from abroad or from here. Let's see. There's a question about the U-visa. Jeremy, do you want to ask a specific question about the U-visa? Or you just want me to ask you, talk about it in general? I can do that. For those of you that are watching me on Facebook, I'm answering questions that are coming in on TikTok. So I'm streaming to both apps at the same time. Okay, so Jeremy's, I was in F1, got assaulted, now no status, but applied for U-visa. So if you already applied for a U-visa, you're asking if you can change to the E2 visa, or you can, what specific is the question? Because the wait for the U-visa is very long. So I don't know what exactly your question is, but what I think you should do, Jeremy, is call us, schedule a consultation so we can, look into your case more specifically, and give you a specific answer for your case. Let me see here. Okay. There's a question about my fees. Are you asking what the fees for the consultation, or what specifically is your question? So I really think it's important to schedule a consultation with an immigration attorney. And the reason is that when you schedule a consultation, when you have a one-on-one with a lawyer, the lawyer is spending the time to really look into your specific situation, because no case is the same. There's no case that is 100% identical, and every case is different, and every case needs a little bit of a different approach. Even if the process might be similar, maybe we would do things that are slightly different between different cases, depending on their certain facts. And at a consultation, that's your time to get an answer from a lawyer about your specific case. A lawyer can look at documents at this time, give you a time frame, give you prices, give you, so that you'll know what to expect. So really, it's very valuable to schedule a one-on-one. There's a lot of information on Google. You can search things up, but I can tell you that immigration changes every single day. Every day, there's something new. So it's very hard to keep, to follow and to make sure you're up to date with all of everything, all the new updates and policy changes and case law that comes out. So yes, I definitely recommend scheduling a consultation with a lawyer, because it's an investment in your future to know what you can do or you can't do. Love USA. Can you please answer my question? Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of questions and it's going kind of quick, so I'm sorry if I missed yours. So I'm here answering some questions. My name is, for those of you that just joined, I'm immigration attorney Yael Brudner, and my firm is located in Orange County, California. However, we do serve clients all over the US and throughout the world. We help people with all immigration matters, different case types. We represent clients, individuals and companies, families, really a wide variety of immigration matters. And I try to go live as much as possible to talk about topics, to answer questions, and to just be here if anyone has any questions. And if you want to get more information, if you're interested in immigration, please feel free to like our page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are broadcasting live also on YouTube, and just follow us for more information. Okay, so the question, how long is the duration of the EB3 for Nepal? So EB3 is an employment-based green card category. When you get your green card, there's no expiration to it. It's, there is an expiration, but you do get it on a permanent level. Are you asking what's the wait for the EB3 priority date? If that's your question, maybe shoot me a direct message and I'll try to answer your question more specifically. Okay. So I'm going to wrap up today. Thank you so much for everyone that joined. Feel free to reach out to us. If you have a specific question, if you want to talk about your case, call us to schedule a consultation. We'd love to help you and assist you with your matter, and follow us for more. Okay? Great. Have a great day, everyone.